So now that we've gotten an understanding of like how the body works and the components of the body's inbuilt detoxification system, I want to share with you I guess one of the biggest at the top, one of the biggest pieces of information that I've received regarding my health journey. And like, I think that it's so important that I sort of like created my whole business name around this one concept. And like, it's just funny, like reading like on websites and on social media and how people talk about detox. And a lot of people are like, detox is a scam. And you don't need to detox because your body has its own inbuilt detoxification system, which is true, which we've already talked about. Cells, nutrient, oxygen going to the cells, they do their business, they eliminate their waste. It goes out the kidneys, it goes out the colon, it goes out the lungs, goes out the skin. That's how the waste escapes the body. Your body's beautifully built. It's just like such amazing intelligence in the body. So I agree with everybody who has said that your body is supposed to naturally detoxify itself. That's how it was built. But the thing that I have learned, and which is kind of scary, kind of tragic, and also kind of exciting that I'm able to share this with people now. I learned this information like 10, 12 years ago. And it took me a while to, think about it, evaluate it, and share it. But I want to share with you that it's highly likely that most people have lost their ability to clear their waste through their kidneys. The kidneys are naturally supposed to filter out waste, cellular waste and byproducts, and specifically the kidney is responsible for filtering out acidic waste. And when the kidneys stop filtering out their waste, then those wastes get backed up in the body, and those wastes are acidic. And I want to do another video about like acid, alkaline, and like chemistry balance within the body. But acidic waste, just like generally speaking, are like harsh. They're more corrosive. They break down cells and tissues when they're sort of left in the body and not excreted properly. And for a lot of people, they've lost their ability, their body's like gift to them to clear their waste. They've lost their ability to eliminate acidic waste, which is tragic and creates a lot of issues and illness and disease in the body. So I wish I could take credit for this awareness, but I can't. I learned it from my mentor, Dr. Robert Morse. He's a naturopathic physician, trained in biochemistry, also a master herbalist. He gave me this information when I was having a whole bunch of health issues. And for me, it's kind of like I'm super skeptical, I'm super analytical, I'm super skeptical. And so he's like telling me stuff and I'm like taking it on because I had a whole bunch of health challenges and I wanted to like heal them and reverse them. And so I'm like doing what he's telling me to do, but I'm still like super skeptical about this. So how he learned about it is basically many years ago. Earlier on in his career, he was responsible for doing like urinalysis. And so he would get jars of people's like pee. And he would be looking at these jars, doing his like testing or whatever he's doing on these urine samples. And he's like, the pee is clear. And so like him knowing his or having his background in detoxification and healing, he understands that the kidneys are supposed to be clearing waste from the body. And so he's looking at all these samples and he's just like, why are they clear? Why are they clear? There should be something in them if they're eliminating things from the body, right? So this was his thinking. In terms of just like his hypothesis about what should be happening, and then observing all these urine samples and just kind of approaching it from his perspective, a scientific approach of like observation and then testing his theory against what he's seeing. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explain. So this is how he came to this awareness, and then many years of working with clients and asking them to pee in a jar. and see what their urine is. So when I did this, when I went to him as a client and looked at my urine, I had like just like barely any like specks, like these white specks in my urine. And so I was barely filtering out my waste through my kidneys and my lymphatic system, barely. My kidneys weren't offline in terms of filtration, but they were severely under functioning in terms of their ability to clear my waste. As I did my detox journey and I started healing from my health issues, when I looked at my urine, the things floating around in my urine, it kind of looked like, and I'll show pictures and videos of this later, but it kind of looked like shreds of mucus or big chunks or specks of mucus kind of just all swirling around in the urine as my kidneys turn back on in terms of their filtration. So they go together. Kidneys offline, not being able to filter your waste backs up in the body. That's what creates disease, as we talked about in previous videos. Kidneys turning back on, waste being able to leave the body, and cells being able to get clear, get happy, get their nutrients, get their oxygen. So that's kind of how it works. But yeah, this is like super important to me in the fact that I don't think most people understand that their kidney filtration is offline. Don't understand how this is affecting their health. And so I just think it's a huge thing. And so the reason why I named my business Snow Globe Detox is because I couldn't think of any other image to describe, like when you look at urine in a jar that's supposed to be filtering its waste. You know how you like shake a snow globe up and like everything's kind of floating around? That's what we're looking for. That's a sign of health, and that's a sign that your body has the ability to eliminate its waste, and that you have the ability to prevent or reverse disease within your body. So in future videos, I want to talk about why the kidneys are offline in most people's bodies, the different ways in which we damage the kidneys over the time so they stop working, and also want to give you visuals of what your urine should look like, what you're looking for, if it's clear, kind of like what's the process of turning your kidneys back on and getting your body filtering its waste again.